So in this lesson, we are going to solve equations once again, but this time we have variables on both sides of the equal sign. So like in example 1, this is the left side over here of the equal sign, this is the right side of the equal sign. On the left side, we have negative 12x, and on the right side, we have negative 4x. I never showed y'all how to find x if it's on both sides. So before we start, I want you to think about this in terms of a balance scale, or like a seesaw. Right now, the left side value is equal to the right side value. Remember, if I do anything to either side, I have to do the same thing to the other side. So for example, I have this negative 4x. I can't just like get rid of it, just cover it up like this. I can't just do that. But I can use math. So if I have negative 4x and I added 4x to this side, they would combine to give me 0 x's. But I can't just do it to one side because remember, they need to be balanced, both sides. So I need to add 4x to the left side also. So negative 12x plus 4x gives me negative 8x. And then I have minus 60, and it equals 124. Now I just solve it as usual. So I had x, I multiplied it by negative 8, and I took away 60, and that gave me 124. I need to undo this using inverse operations. So instead of minus 60, plus 60. But I need to do it to both sides as usual. Remember when you show the work to show all of the work, not just the problem and the answer. So negative 8x equals 184, because 124 plus 60. Now, in order to get rid of this times negative 8, I need to do the inverse, which is divide it by negative 8. Divide it by negative 8. So x equals positive divided by negative is a negative 184 divided by 8. I will have to try this one out on my calculator. So 184 divided by 8 is 23. So negative 23. I probably could have done that one in my head faster than it took to use my phone calculator. Okay, so example number 2. Remember, we have a left side of the equal sign and a right side. On the right side, we have an x. On the left side, we have an x. Too many x's all over the place. So what I'll do is, you see this plus 2x here. To get rid of plus or positive 2x, I need to take away 2 x's. So on example number 1, we had negative 4x. To get rid of that, I added 4x. But on example number 2, I had positive 2x. So to get rid of it, I have to do minus 2x. See the difference? But I can't just do it to one side. I got to do it to the other also. Now remember, the x terms are going to combine. So plus 8 minus 2, I get 6x, positive 6x. And then this 65 comes down here as plus because it's positive 65, and it equals negative 31. So I have x, I multiplied it by 6, and then I added 65, and I got negative 31. So inverse operations, minus 65. If I do it to one side, I gotta do it to the other. 6x equals, so remember, I'm combining, I'm not multiplying. So I have negative 31, 31 negatives, we'll say, 31 negative ones, and 65 negatives. So together, we have a total of 96 negatives. And then to get rid of 6 times 6, we need to divide by 6. We need to undo times 6, we need to divide by 6. And a negative divided by a positive is a negative. And I can get to 60 by doing 10 and 36 by 6. So that's 16. Last example. So I have negative 4x minus 10 equals 34 minus 5x. X is on both sides, not good. So this negative 5x, I need to add 5x so I can get 0x's. But if I do it to one side, I got to do it to the other. Let's combine the x's first like I did in the other two. So negative 4x plus 5x is actually 1x minus 10 equals 34. Remember that negative goes to that 5x and it was crossed out. So x times 1 minus 10 equals 34. Remember, you don't even need the times 1. The 1 is always there. But for those of you that really want to do something with that 1, that I will do it for you. So inverse operations going backwards. Ooh, I can't seem to write this semi. Okay, so the inverse of minus 10 is plus 10. Plus 10, so I get 1x equals 44. Those of you that know that this is your answer, you can just stop here. But those of you that want to see the divide by 1, y'all can write it out. So x equals 44. And so 44 is what, put the dot, 45 and 43 for reference. Okay, so in order for the equation to be true, the variable must be 44. If the variable is not 44, then the equation will be false. So let's prove that. So instead of negative 4x, you write negative 4 times 44 minus 10 equals 34 minus 5 times 44. Remember, we care about the original equation before we did all that to find out what x was. So as usual, got to stick with PEMDAS. So a negative times a positive is a negative. 4 times 40 is 160. 4 times 4 is 16. So 160 and 16. I mean 100. Yeah, and 16 is 100 and 176. And then so I did that. We know that I'm gonna do this one next. So I may as well just do it now. So equals 34. So a negative times a positive is a negative. So 40 times 5 is 200. 4 times 5 is 20. So 220. So negative 176 minus 10 is gonna give you, I'm just more negatives. I'm just combining a bunch of negatives, right? Minus 186. If you want, you can do this one because you know you're going to do it next. So if I take 20 away from here, if I like, because I'm going to split this up when I put it with the negative 220. If I take 20 away, it'll get me to 200. And then if I take 10 away, it'll get me to 190. And then 4 away, it'll give me 186. 186 negatives. So 100, negative 186. If you need to type that on your calculator or whatever, that's fine. Just make sure you're combining them, not multiplying or dividing. Thank you.